We've talked a little bit about food hubs, so who knows what a food hub is, or think they know? Okay. For those who didn't raise their hand, a food hub is an entity or an organization that aggregates, manages, aggregates, distributes, and markets food typically grown locally or regionally, and basically helps those producers scale up to institutional markets. So it's accessing the wholesale and institutional markets through a centralized facility. That's the idea of a food hub. So I'm going to specifically talk about the Food Hub Initiative that Rich Pirog in his video mentioned. So about 2 years ago, Don Coe came to a few of us and said, we've got this really great project happening at the village at Grand Traverse Commons. It's the old commissary building 58, which is a 55,000 square foot building with 3 kitchens. It used to do all of the storage and processing for the old state hospital, 3,000 people, self-sufficient. We want to revamp that into a food hub. And can you help direct that? And I said, sure, Don, it's part of my job, I'll do that. So we applied for our Rotary Charities Planning Grant, which we received. That helped us form an advisory committee. And in those meetings, we got connected with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, who one day called up and said, Rob, could you use $50,000 for a project? And I said, yes, we can. I have one for you. Thank you for calling. So it's good to know those state people. It's too bad they left. So we applied for that, and that allowed us to get a feasibility completed by Market Ventures Incorporated out in Maine. They did a really fantastic job. It ended up being published in July, so I have that if anyone's interested in that. From there, Mike DiBernardo talked about the state putting some investment into food hubs and regional food systems. They did that last year. The legislature did. So we applied for one of those grants, and we received that with Susan Cacciarelli's help. Susan, where are you? She's not here, but she's here somewhere. Anyways, Susan helped with that quite a bit, the Northwest Michigan Council of Governments. We received that funding, and we wanted to use that funding to help refurbish Building 58, but the upfront costs right now are so high that we're taking some of that money and moving it into one of the aspects of the feasibility study, and that's the Farm to School initiative that Nick will be talking about more. So at the same time as the Farm to School initiative, Diane Connors applied with the Michigan Land Use Institute, applied for the first ever Farm to School grant through the USDA, and she was successful in getting that with her partners. And the basis of that grant is it allows expansion of farm to school education with the Food Corps folks, 2 of whom are in the room today, and a lot of the cafeteria activities you'll hear about later. Engages the TBAISD in farm to school in-services with teachers. It provides marketing support for schools in their farm to school efforts, and it also provides money for funding for equipment that Nick's going to talk about in 1 second. Nick, I'm almost done. Also, they're promoting the 10 cents a meal program, which is one of the recommendations in the Good Food Charter, and that provides schools with 10 cents extra per meal to purchase food from local producers. And if you're interested in that, I have a flyer here, and Diane, can you stand up? They're also going to be applying for a specialty crop grant. There's Diane. I told her to do a jumping jack. That was close, Diane. So there's these synergies happening right now with this food hub, with the big focus on farm to school as kind of the initial part of that. And so, Nick, can you talk about the consortium that you helped develop and how you're going to be helping these schools get more local food?
Sure, I can talk about that. I keep saying that we've been having meetings for 5 years talking about building a food hub. It may have actually been 7 years, but we've been talking about it for a long time. So this is fantastic to see something actually happening, and something really is happening this year. So an important part of what I'm doing and what got me into farming for Nine Bean Rose, and what has now stimulated me to form a farm consortium, is I want to see more farmers becoming more profitable. So about a year ago, I found 5 to 6 farmers that have been working with me through a single point of sale to see how networking works with farmers and understanding those sorts of relationships. Something that I've been looking at is the bottlenecks in our system. So the bottlenecks for me are points in the line of production which add too much cost to make the production feasible for a school to buy. There's also bottlenecks from the school end in terms of what products look like. And on a continuing bottleneck that's expanding is a food safety concern. So what I'm looking at is now I'm putting together a facility where we can wash and pack vegetables from local farmers from this consortium in a way that's going to be fast and efficient to provide food for the schools so that it is going to be in the form that they're used to purchasing. It is going to be clean, safe, ready to use. And this is also going to make a market opportunity for local farmers where they can sell at a profitable level. And that is the goal and the target, and we are going to accomplish that over the course of the next 2 years.